Papo, you crazy for this one.
Niggas hustling, man, I swear I'ma make it. Niggas tripping, man, I'm going through changes. Hold up, nigga, had to go through some phases. Got my freedom, but I feel
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Episode 4.
Episode 4, baby.
Episode 4 of Kingdom Talk. And as you can see, we is in a special location.
This will be the day.
Yes, we is in New York, and we have a wonderful guest with us, man. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. Shall I introduce you? You want to introduce you?
Sure. Hey, introduce me. I'll take it.
Hold on. I got this. Hold on. I pulled it up.
You gotta pull out the transcript.
In the meantime, by the way, if you're tuning in, follow, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're on the page. Make sure that you are tuning into the Kingdom Talk. And
comment, subscribe, baby. Y'all know what to do.
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling this up. I had this ready. This is bad. Are y'all ready?
You
Are you ready? Hold on. And I'm pulling this off the bio because I don't have enough time to make my own bio. Okay. But listen, all right. Kevin Thomas is the founder of the Thomas Foundation, launched the foundation to fulfill his passion and establish a community service organization dedicated to addressing social issues that impact communities domestically and internationally. The foundation not only leaves a legacy for uplifting others, but helps in serving people in the community in terms of social reform, helping out the homeless, educational literacy. I mean, Kevin, sorry to say this, master's from Howard's degree, bachelor's from, you got 3 degrees.
So, bachelor's from Bowie State University in political science, and I'm currently working on a dual MSW, Master of Social Work, MBA at Howard now. So
you see he's accredited.
Trying to do
if you don't know what he said, just know that this, ask about him. Look it up. Google it. You feel me? All right. So, Kevin, we really brought you up here because what we do on this show is really want to talk about how to operate as a young king in today's society, really. And as all young Black men, we're looking for inspiration. We're looking for leaders, right? And not only can we find it in the music industry, but we can find it in our neighborhood and, in politics. We can find it everywhere. So we found you actually, because we were doing TikToks. We walking around asking people for daily life advice. And I seen this dude and just running in the Capitol, shirt off, dude looking like a movie, you know what I'm saying? Glistening, no homo, don't even quote me on that. But hey, nothing against the LGBTQ community, but the dude was all glistening and stuff like that. Anyway,
90 degrees outside, so
man, he just stood out. He stood out, and so. We came up to him, we asked him a question, and we wanted to find out more about what he did. And that's really how we made this connection. And he came in all the way from DC. We from Jersey. So we made this just not only for y'all, but for us. So we can learn more, not only how to educate ourselves, but help each other in the community and actually make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
I just want to say, you came in all the way from DC. Can we get a round of applause with that?
Shout out to that.
Can we get a round of applause?
Round of applause. DC stands Tri-State, East Coast, New Jersey, New York, because we in New York. If we can't shout out to New York, they gonna get mad at us. Shout out to New York, you know what I'm saying? Because we in the building. And shout out to DC, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I've talking too much, so I'm gonna turn it over to Kevin. Tell us about your story and in a little another background on you. You grew up without a father, is that correct? Till you was 13, right?
So my dad was not involved that much. Like he was around, but he wasn't around. And so essentially, I was raised by a single mom and my grandmother. And then I lost my dad when I was 13. And so, at that point, when you lose your dad, there is no, we may be able to fix this relationship and get it to where we aspire for it to be. At that point, it's final.
Right.
And so, that was tough. And that's something I still deal with to this day.
So tell me about how that led into, I guess, your journey, because I know you said you're the commissioner of the Fathers and Boys thing. So tell us a little bit more about how that all transpired into where you are today.
Is there a connection between the two?
So the Commission on Fathers, Men, and Boys was created by DC, the current DC mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser, and I was appointed this year and confirmed by the DC Council. And so I'm serving as her chairperson for that commission.
Okay.
And so it literally brought everything full circle.
Okay.
For me to go through the stuff that I went through with not having my dad and all the struggles that come with that.
Right.
To now having my own kids that I'm responsible for. Being, that father figure, being that role model for.
Right.
And then now to have the honor of leading the effort to reach out to our men, our fathers, our men and our boys in DC, and make sure they have what they need, advocate for them.
Right.
You couldn't make this up. it's literally like a whole movie.
Yeah, it
really is.
And so now I'm kind of seeing why I had to go through the things that I had to go through.
Yeah.
You have to go through in order to help other people
Right.
to overcome the struggles that they're dealing with.
Right. That's crazy. I mean, I grew up in a 2-parent household, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure we both do too. So it's like, we don't really understand what it's like growing up, not only just having a single parent, but somebody who's not present. And then you know about them, then they go away. So it's just like, for you to still overcome that and then still go to school, then still like get your master's and want to give back, like losing your father, like how did that not make you, I guess, like, how did you stay on your track? How did you stay on your path? Like, some people need father figures and stuff like that, right? So how did you do it without that?
So I was blessed to just find people like male figures that were positive in my life, and that kind of helped. It never fully, fills the void, but it definitely helps. And so I lost my dad when I was in 8th grade. So coming into my freshman year of high school, I was kind of lost. I was looking for somebody to kind of belong with, or a group of people to belong with. And that's how I came upon ROTC. They had their uniforms on one Wednesday and they were looking fresh and official. I'm like, I want to be a part of them. Right. And so through that, I ended up meeting mentors, my instructors, and they became like a father figure for me.
Okay.
I was going to say, can you get into that about the particular individuals, about those instructors that, molded you and created you into the young man that you are today?
Yeah. So my high school JROTC instructor, Sergeant Major Monk, good dude. I don't talk to him as often as I used to, obviously, because life happens and, I've just been super busy. But he was that like father figure that kind of kept me on the straight and narrow. Right. I was never a kid that was like, oh, well, I could go super left. I was kind of just that person that was just looking for just a little guidance. Yeah. And it could have went, it could have went either way, but I never considered myself someone that was gonna like go turn to crime and all this reckless stuff. It was never like that. I just needed somebody in my ear to make sure I was going the right way.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You always need someone in the ear to, to give you a good, just someone who's down to earth, someone who can put a good word into your ear. You know what I mean?
Y'all think that's hard though? I feel like in this day and age, there's so many people that's talking, especially, the phones. We got everybody who wants to be the next best influencer. So there's just so many ways where somebody's just chirping off your ear. So like, I guess, how do you find that right mentor, or how do you find that right person? Like even me, like I've been looking for a mentor for like a year and a half now, you know what I'm saying? And I found some good people, but there's some people that you drop off with. Right. So, some people, I feel like it's hard because some people may get too connected to somebody, and I don't talk about that process. Like, what do you think? What do y'all think? Like, how do you go about finding the best person for you with all this crap going on and like just being committed with it?
Well, for one thing, I mean, of course you have professional mentors, you got personal mentors. Some people are blessed to kind of have them interconnected to where they kind of feel both of those roles. For me, it was as simple as kind of like looking at where I wanted to go in my life, both personal and professional. Right. And it just so happened that a lot of the role models that I met that were doing the things I wanted to do professionally also ended up being someone that I would have wanted just my life as a man and a father. Right. To kind of aspire to. Okay. And so that helped out a lot. Okay. So essentially just trying to figure out what it is you want to do, what values are you looking to kind of instill within yourself. Right. And looking to see who exhibits those values. Okay. And then kind of, approach them. Sometimes people don't even really like make a formal introduction like, hey, I want you to be my mentor. Right. You just kind of watch from afar. Right.
But go ahead.
No, I was going to say, did you have any trouble like trying to discover what your values were coming up as a young man? And being able to find that other person that exemplifies those same values?
Not really. I mean, I went through the time period of like trying to establish my identity. Okay. And for a young male, especially a black male, right. It's hard to do that, or it's harder to do that when you don't have a blueprint in the form of a dad to kind of give you that. And so it made it even tougher. Right. Even to this day, like I'm still consistently trying to aspire to whatever it is that I want to eventually get to. And so it was harder for me. And I think other young men who have lost their dads at early ages can kind of attest to that right. It's not easy at all.
Right.
And so you have to put in extra work to try to make sure that you find someone that really is about what you want to be about.
Absolutely.
Because you could sway the wrong way if you're not careful.
That goes for, I mean, even people with dads, because there's some people in some bad situations and their father might not be the best father figure for them, but they still have to, figure out a way to navigate the path that they want to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people are exposed to only what they know. So if they dad, or let's say they people and exposing them to the right things, right. How they gonna know any better? So we probably might come in there and try to say something. They might look at us like, okay, you tripping. Mm-hmm. Right. This is what I've been doing my whole, I'm saying this is what I've been taught. Yeah. So it's like that values and finding your values, it's hard for anybody, honestly, especially in this day and age. So I think that's crazy that we still all find a way to relate. That's the whole thing. Like as kings, like it really does take a community. You know what I'm saying? That's like right. And everybody's story can help you out in one way, shape, or form. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on to HBCUs, man. Cause listen, you went to Bowie State. Shout out to Boot. They gonna kill me today. They gonna kill me.
Hey, one homecoming year, Fabulous was our performer.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, Bowie State?
Hey,
we in New York.
I'm about to say,
hey, yo, you gonna call out Fab in the city? Yeah, he remembered that too. He said, you came to DC, you called us Bowie. Next time I come to New York, I'm finna I ain't gonna do it, man. But okay, but you went to two HBCUs, and why'd you choose that? You know what I'm saying? What made you go along that route?
So to go back a little bit to the high school story, again, never was really a trouble child, but I was slacking a little bit with my grades.
Okay.
And so my 12th grade year, I was almost at the point, I almost did not walk on time because my English class, I needed like a ridiculous percentage in order for me to balance out, for me to even pass. And if it wasn't for my teacher taking that chance on me, just based off the fact that I was at least a respectful young man, right. And she made that call of, hey, I know he'll be fine. Right. And I know he'll take a lesson from this and be good. And I mean, I like to think that she was right.
Right.
I would not have walked. So when I applied like literally a week before graduation to Bowie. And that was the only school I applied to. I had applications for UMD, Morehouse, Howard too, I think, and Temple, all these other schools. But I was like, my GPA is not good enough for me to get into these schools. Yeah. And so I took a shot at Bowie. Walked the campus. I loved it. It was small enough for me to focus, feel like I had family around me, and I flourished as far as leadership positions, just being active on campus and stuff. And I would never trade that HBCU experience.
See, that's crazy because you talked about, I think, and I know coming wrong, you talked about struggling a little bit with grades in high school, but you're working on a dual degree right now. Like, was that hard? Like, how did you focus and get cause like that's something I deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's something a lot of people deal with. When we in school, we hear stuff, you're like, man, I ain't trying. Or like, it's easy to brush it off. So how did you really find a passion in school to feel like, let me use this to apply it to my life and keep going?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just with my goals, like the stuff that I'm trying to do, like credentials are everything. And granted, I mean, there's people that have been successful without a whole bunch of letters and stuff behind their name. Like Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't have a college degree, but I would love to be Jay-Z right now.
Right.
But I knew what I wanted to do. I figured out what were the things I wanted to do. And so I knew in order for me to get any type of street cred, academia cred, whatever, like I had to apply myself. I could not play games anymore.
Right.
And so essentially, I wanted the best for me in terms of my education.
Right.
And I knew I had kids at this point.
Right.
When I first started my...
yeah, kids. When you have kids, when did you have your first kid?
I had my oldest two when I was still in undergrad.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, I joined Kappa Alpha Psi when my son was...
Shout out to the Kappas.
Kappas, yo-yo. Noobs to the building. Shout out to New York alumni. But yeah, man, my son was at my probate.
Wow.
Front row and center. Had
undergrad.
Diamond in my head, undergrad. And then my daughter was born 13 months later, my oldest daughter.
Wow.
And so you're talking about trying to get through undergrad. My now ex-wife, we would take turns as far as I had night classes and she had day class, so we would swap him out. We would meet on campus, swap him out.
That's crazy.
And that was tough.
And I think my life be hard, bro. 2 babies. Yeah. I mean, almost 2 children, man. And so, undergrad.
Yeah. So when I started at Howard, I started just 1 degree at first. I was doing my master's of social work. Money got in the way. Financial aid wasn't showing me no love. And so I had to leave. That was 2015. It took me 5 years to come back for that, to get back on that degree. In the middle of the pandemic, of course. This is fall, so we're virtual. And then I also applied to the Howard School of Business to do the dual and got accepted.
Wow, that's amazing.
So
that's crazy.
Now here we are.
Crazy.
Older, wiser, and stronger. I just got more reasons to just, I can't fail.
But your journey just shows so much resiliency, and it's the things that we've never talked about, and things that that's new to us. But it's it just keeps showing examples of you can keep going no matter what you're going through, whether you don't have a father in your life, no father figure, whether you going through college and you got kids, you ain't got no money, and you can still make it out. It's crazy. Y'all don't have to hear it from me. Y'all, he's live in the flesh and he's telling you this story. You know what I'm saying? So for the people who think that it's hard to get to where you want to go, I don't think so. I really think it's more so of a mindset, right? You have to keep pushing yourself. And for me, I mean, quote me if I'm wrong, right? I don't think life is meant to be always easy. I think people see things and they wish and they want, and which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like it's important to really go through those hardships, because you're going to have those hardships. Not saying you have to.
Without those hardships, you're not going to learn from them.
You're not going to learn from them. It's a huge character builder. You know what I'm saying? You can't go through life being negative, but when negative shit happen, it's your positive outlook and your values, remembering why, that's really going to get you through those hardships, so you can feel better. Because damn, I really made it through all that shit.
Some hardships present other opportunities. Some people need the opportunity to get through that hardship.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
It makes for one heck of a testimony.
Yeah.
And that's what helps me. There's stuff that I'm not even going to get into today that I've gone through on this journey. It's with social media, people share just as much as they want to. They might share a little hardship just to, make their ascension to whatever look, even better. But, you would be surprised at some of the things that people have had to go through to get where they are.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you think people are transparent enough in order for you to, for someone else to determine what your values are?
Yes and no. Some people have, especially in my line of work.
And not a general question for you. Just it is a general question, but not directed to you.
It just depends. I mean, sometimes people are more transparent if their struggles align with whatever work that they're doing.
Correct.
And because it makes a selling point.
Mm-hmm.
If you experienced homelessness and now you're out here being a homeless advocate, it gives you that street cred.
That's right.
And so people see you more as you're doing this because this is personal for you, rather than, he's just trying to check some boxes or whatever.
The Thomas Foundation is a community startup that serves as a catalyst for civic participation and holistic empowerment in communities across the world. The mission for the Thomas Foundation is to educate and empower people locally and across the world to take action in areas that matters most, such as education, health and wellness, homeless services, and social advocacy. The vision for the Thomas Foundation is to see a world in which people of all ages, colors, creeds, and walks of all life enthusiastically seek out opportunities to use their time, talents, gifts, and voices to create positive change within their communities. For any more information regarding the Thomas Foundation, please contact 202-596-6674. Again, that's 202-596-6674. Or you can email them at info@thomasfoundationdc.org. Once again, you can email them at info@thomasfoundationdc.org for more information. Real quick, please go to sleep. I'm finna go to sleep. I'm finna wake up. We back. All right, we back. We had a short intermission, but we back. We gonna get into it. If you haven't yet, follow, like, subscribe. The ads,
comments, please.
Ads or comments? Which one we going first? The ads will be in the comments. Will be in the ads, or the ads will be in the comments. Yeah. I don't know.
Both.
It's gonna be in all of that. All right. So
And share. Please share.
and anybody who's looking to sponsor us, we are looking to, say we are good at that stuff. You want Apple. These phones are amazing. You know what I'm saying? And what you can do with this is just insane. It's literally a laptop in your hand.
Team Apple.
A laptop.
What's your net worth look like?
Hey,
Apple.
Blue bubbles.
Come on, man. Somebody, man, watching this. Let's sponsor, man. Let's get sponsored out here.
That's not a commercial.
But it can be a commercial if you sponsor us.
Right.
It can be. Don't worry. Anyway, back to it. All right. So obviously we made this page talk about, how Young Kings operate, and we really wanted to bring people who are actually doing things in the community. So my man, Kevin, let's talk about your nonprofit organization, your foundation. Talk about how that got started and where you're at now with it.
Sure. So the Thomas Foundation, obviously named after me, is an organization geared towards civic engagement. Mm-hmm. So just encouraging people to be involved in their community and just work together, building coalitions to make change.
That's right.
The foundation got started when I was in a state of I was in a low point in my life. And I was trying to figure out my purpose, pretty much is what it came down to. Right. And so I kind of sat down because I had nothing but time, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what am I passionate about? What could I do that would not feel like work? And so community service, giving back, that's something that is near and dear to my heart. Right. And I would never feel like I was going to work doing that. Right. It's just something I love to do. Right. And so I had a prototype for it. Called Empower or I Empower. Okay. Play off of Apple. Okay. Shout out to Apple again.
Sponsor us.
And then eventually, again, during the middle of the pandemic, I came up with the idea to change it to the Thomas Foundation. Okay. And incorporate it and all that stuff. Wow. And now here we are. Wow. So we've been doing the work for almost a little over half a decade.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of the ups and downs that you've experienced through the foundation?
We don't even know about his foundation yet. Let him talk about it first.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm gonna definitely talk about that.
You're gonna get into it though. Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
So some of the areas that we work in: educational empowerment, financial literacy, holistic health awareness, tongue-tied. Philanthropic. There we go.
I gotta look this up.
Philanthropic endeavors. So pretty much with that part, just finding different causes, people that are doing work that we deem, to be important, and trying to support in any way possible, whether that's monetarily or just manpower. Right. In terms of the educational empowerment part.
That's correct, because one of the biggest resources we have today, or ever, is ourselves.
Yes.
Is ourselves.
Yes. Educational empowerment. So one of the big things that I've been doing is an online or social media based reading series.
It's the reading with Kev. Yeah, reading with Kev.
That's right. I started that in May of 2020 at the height of the pandemic, when the schools shut down and went all to distance learning. I was trying to find a way to keep kids engaged. Right. More so K through 5 or whatever, but it's open K through 12. Right. I understand. Got grown people to enjoy the kids' books that I've been reading. Right. But just a way for them to stay engaged.
Grown people enjoy it too?
Grown folks. But yeah.
The Cat in the Hat?
Oh, listen.
They missed that.
Green eggs and ham?
Because they banned the Cat in the Hat. You cancellation people. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Listen.
They banned Cat in the Hat?
Yes, bro. They canceled Cat in the Hat.
They canceled him?
They canceled him, bro. How long ago was that? They've been trying to cancel everything out here.
But they
dang near did, bro. I remember I looked up on my phone. Apple again. I looked up on my phone, and next thing you know, I just seen Cat in the Hat been canceled because he did. I don't know what they did. People ain't perfect, y'all. I'm not gonna condone. Let's not get into this. Let's not get into this because we're gonna go a whole nother alley, and then y'all might try to cancel us. We're not gonna cancel. No, we're not talking about it. My bad. Anyway. All right. Okay.
So, but yes, we've done that. Pretty much what I did was I would pick a place in DC of historical significance, and just go there. We did some places in Maryland too, including Bowie, with the Morgan State.
Mike.
Oh, well,
he got comfortable now.
Yeah, went to Bowie State, went to Morgan State, Howard, of course, Georgetown, the Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial, a whole bunch of different places, and just gave people a view of the outside because everybody was cooped up because of COVID, and so it was a way for people to still get to experience the outside even behind closed doors and get a good story, and give parents a break, because now they were being responsible for what teachers have been responsible for forever, having their kids in there for 8 hours a day, you know.
And how many days? 180 days out of the year.
Damn,
about that.
Yeah, about 6 months.
Out of 365.
It's about I think it's about 180 days out of the year. I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't quote me.
That ain't shit, children. Wait till you have to go to work. You only get 10, maybe 20 days of PTO vacation. That ain't shit. Wait till you get a grown up job. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. My little bitty 10 days.
So we've also done like some homeless outreach in DC and in Baltimore, where we would do like care packages with PPE. Mask, all that stuff.
What's PPE?
Personal protection equipment.
Okay.
So masks, hand sanitizer,
understandable.
Anything that could help protect them from COVID. We try to put into our care package
to stop the spread of the infection.
It's running rampant, man, and they don't have any protection.
That's right.
And so our shelters in DC are full, overflowing. And part of the issue is a lot of people don't want to go into the shelters. One, because they feel like it's safer on the outside, just in general, as far as thievery and violence and all that stuff. But COVID now makes it a whole nother issue.
Yeah, it makes it like a ground zero kind of point, like, you know, breeding house, you know, for germs, you know.
On top of each other, or do you want to be outside and at least have some air?
Understandable. You know, it's that's one thing we got to get on top of as a nation and as a world, is like, you know, making sure that we can take care of those in need, like especially homeless people. You know, there's no reason for people to have whole cities out in the street, you know, like cities of tents, you know. Like,
and we got the money for it too. We have the money
and spend what we want to spend the money on. Priorities, you know. That's a whole
It's a whole nother thing. Well, and going back to, I wanna. Is it okay if I mix both our questions?
Sure.
Because you spoke about the ups and downs in businesses.
Absolutely.
And I guess my question is for people like us, right? Because we're 25 and we're predominantly talking to people who are just getting out of college, post-college, maybe still trying to figure out their way, or we're honestly talking to everybody, but our main focus is 25 to 30.
That's our demographic.
So for people who are trying to make their passion a reality, because what you went and did, you turned something into an actual LLC, an actual organization. Talk about, I guess, what it takes to do that. If it's easy to do it, like how can somebody turn their dream into reality and then incorporate the ups and downs you had to go with it? You know what I'm saying? If that's okay, if you can do that.
So what I've learned is probably the first step is getting out of your own way. Because even with my organization being, I mean, it's I'm doing some things. It's still not where I wanted to be yet.
You with the mayor of DC. You're doing some things.
And that's literally how I got connected with that. I got a phone call, just real quick. I got a phone call out of nowhere. And it was from the mayor's office on talent acquisition. And
he over there blowing in the microphone.
Juice.
Love it. Listen.
I like it.
Love it.
Indulge.
Picasso.
Bastard.
So they called me out of nowhere. Bellissimo.
I like it. Culture man.
They were like, we've been watching your work in the community, and we think that you would be good for our opening on the Commission on Fathers, Men, and Boys.
Wow.
And I'm like, I didn't apply. I didn't talk to anybody about this. It was completely out of left field. And so one, it just goes to show that as long as you're working, somebody gonna notice eventually.
Right.
And so sometimes it's not about being loud and having to do all this stuff and jumping up and down like a kid, jumping up and down trying to get attention. If you're doing the right thing, or if you're doing something extraordinary that people see, you're passionate about, eventually somebody's going to notice. And that support comes. You just got to keep going.
Thanks.
That's right.
And to segue into back to
the ups and downs.
Yeah, the ups and downs. Getting out of your own way. So don't keep doubting yourself. Like, believe in what it is that you want to do, believe in the importance of that, and just roll with it. And, you know, as long as it's something you're passionate about, it's important.
Right.
It really doesn't, it matters to a degree whether other people think it's important for supporting reasons. But if it's something you love to do and you see a need in your community, just do it.
Yeah.
And you'll feel at least that extraordinary level of just like excitement and your worth and purpose.
Right.
Honestly, is all that matters.
Right.
Can you stress that again? You said
sure.
The fact that you said if you see a need or if there's a problem, just create a solution.
Yes.
Can you stress on that again, please?
If you see a need, regardless, make sure I look right dead in the camera.
Good, break it down for them. Yeah. Break it down because for me, like you know, every time I got something, my people, like that's one big thing I'm quick to say. But you know, I feel like 24 hours in a day, you got time for certain things, but break it down, like especially with what you went through. I'm gonna reiterate: somebody who grew up almost without a father, had two kids and undergrads, now has his own organization, is going for his. I'm sorry, dual master. I can't even say the word.
Dual master of social work, MBA, master of business administration.
Oh, my bad. I could say it was just a tongue twister at first, but you know what I'm talking about. You see, it's like it can be done.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of us are so quick to really just make an excuse for something. So I don't know, like how do you reiterate that? How do you really get it into their heads, into our heads? Like, What got into you to really push you to be like, nah, I can really do this shit?
So part of it, first, let me say, whether it's trying to go to school, whether it's starting a business, whether it's just trying to navigate daily life, I get being in a situation where the math is not mathing.
Right.
And you got a whole lot of more month at the end of your money.
Right.
That's what it is. And so that's the hardest time to start a business. You see on Instagram or on Facebook, a lot of times people who decide to do a second career or start a business after they've done something that has gotten them 6-7 figures or whatever.
Right.
And they just up and say, hey, I want to start a business.
Right.
It's not always like that.
That's right.
9 times out of 10, I would argue that it's the people who are broke and so are now looking for, like, they're just tired of whatever their state is of being broke and feeling like they have no purpose or not living out their purpose.
Right.
And so it's almost like I would rather be broke and be doing something that fulfills my purpose than to be wealthy and not be really living my life and doing something that I feel like is my heart.
Right. Okay.
And so that's what it came down to for me.
Okay.
And so when the math is not mathing, that's when it's hardest to have the motivation and just keep going. And sometimes you never know. You might be in a similar situation as the person that you are trying to help with your business.
Right.
But again, it's that personal experience that being able to relate that helps to get those people on your side to understand, hey, like, he or she or whoever is for me, and this is not just some facade that they're putting on to look good for the cameras.
Right.
That's right.
You know, and so that's the approach that I have. Every time I do a homeless event, I make sure I'm out there talking to them.
Right.
Like I'm not any more superior than them, whatever like that. No, we're all people. We're all human beings, and we're just trying to make it out here.
That's big facts.
You know, and so going the extra mile, being relatable, and not getting out of your way in the sense of thinking that, oh, well, you know, I can't do it right now. Maybe I should do it when I get some more money. It may not necessarily happen like that.
Right.
A lot of people have become who they are now. People who are household names now came from dirt, literally the dirt.
That's
and they took their dream.
Came from the mud.
Literally. We in New York.
They planted
Biggie
that seed.
Smalls.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Literally.
Facts.
Rapping on a corner.
Facts.
Became, I would argue, the GOAT.
Right.
And it takes that tenacity of just believing in yourself. You have to have a lot of belief in yourself for you to accomplish something like that.
That's right.
Because sometimes you're all you got when it comes to those hard moments where you're just like, am I really supposed to be doing this?
That's
I
facts.
really want to keep going.
That's facts.
You have to have that confidence level. You have to have that much belief.
It's like a
swagger. It really is. You know, and I actually want to build swag. I like that. But I want to emphasize on that too. The fact that like, especially for like young Black men, you know, like the way you carry yourself, it's like the amount of beliefs, not the amount, the belief and the confidence that you have to have in yourself, and that you have to walk around with on an everyday basis. You know, you can't feel guilty for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and just because you know that you're on the right path, and regardless whether it's the right path, it's your path.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's the biggest thing is your path, because
absolutely,
especially I feel like especially as a Black man, because you see entertainment, school, corporate world. You know, like me, I've been in the corporate world, so I see how people view Black people, right? Or Black men in the corporate world, right? In terms of sports, you see how other races or other people may view Black people in terms of entertainment. So like you really have to stick to your own path. You can't get discouraged about what other people say. Oh, I can't see you doing this. So what?
You know, that line that T.I. said, I'm all of it. I'm all of it.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I'm talking about the good, all the positive stuff.
Right.
You know, and like, it's like, I feel like we're always categorized in like one image. Like, you know, we can never be seen as a multi, prospering, people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just want to emphasize on that. Like, for all the young kings out there, like, you know, not even just Black people, you know, like just all people,
right.
You know, all young kings and queens, like, you know, just have that confidence, that swagger.
Right.
You know, to be able to walk and just be confident and not feel guilty or sorry for it.
Right.
Yeah, understand that it's okay to like listen to advice and not take it.
Right.
You know, back to going on your own path.
Right.
Like there have been plenty of people who have said, hey, you should do this, or I don't know how you're going to do that. Well, you know what? You're not me.
Right.
And everyone has, to go back to the character building that we were talking about, everyone has a specific purpose. And I posted Thursday, I think it was, I had a post. You probably saw it when I was in the gym and I was doing shoulder shrugs, and I had a quote basically saying that God puts the heaviest burden on those who can carry it. It was a Reggie White quote. Rest in peace, Reggie White, the GOAT. And so I firmly believe that. Like, I believe that God destined me to do some extraordinary things. And I think it is centered on what my purpose is, which is being out there for my community and being relatable and going above and beyond and doing things that people may not typically do to help people. Right. And so with that comes the not desire, but the need to have like a faith level that is on 10,000, because you have to be able to get out of, you know, those moments of depression when you're like, I don't have this money to do this, or I got this and I got that, or how am I going to get my schedule? I can't do this. Sometimes the people who you think will have your back, like family, people you would think would have your back and support you, are the first ones to say, yeah, you can't do that. Right. And so you got to block that out.
That's facts.
No, you think I can't do that.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you
it be your own mama.
Clearly don't know about me.
It be your own mama.
Literally.
Real talk.
Your own mom, your spouse, your significant other, whoever. I know y'all feel me on this. Like, it could be anybody. And so there's one thing I learned through my journey is no one is off the list of people who could possibly be cruddy to you.
Right.
And stunt your growth.
I think it's really important to have a good support system. And then at the same time, you know, having someone to be able to believe in you. But then at the same time, someone giving you the reality of whatever it is you want to pursue.
That's all facts.
You know,
everything.
Everything is always two sides to that coin.
Facts.
You know, so I may believe in you, whatever your endeavors are.
Right.
But at the same time, this is what it is.
Right.
You know, like, are you willing to make those life changes and be that person for whatever? Right. You know what
those
I mean?
real talks. Right. You can't have somebody just always just hating on you. Always gonna have your haters, but you can't have somebody always just rubbing you like, you gotta have a mix of both. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly, discernment.
Okay, we are at 50 minutes. We're gonna wrap this up. This has been a great interview, man. That's why we at 50 minutes, Justin, because like we talking that real kingdom talk. Anyway,
people.
Let's wrap this up. We're gonna make this like 2-3 minutes. Kevin, appreciate you. We love you we love you on the show. We love having you here. So in terms of your foundation, what can people do? Where can people see you in order to support and be a part? And also, maybe, I don't know, do you connect with people outside of DC? Like, can people make a difference and be a part of your community wherever they're at?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
You can follow the foundation at Thomas_Foundation on Instagram. You can follow me, Kevin_S_Thomas.
Okay.
You can visit the Thomas Foundation's website, thomasfoundationdc.org.
Okay.
Donate, please donate, because we need money to make these things happen.
That's right.
And subscribe, because I'm trying to expand this way outside of DC.
Right.
We did an event in New York early this year or last year, I can't even remember. It's been a minute. Walked around just feeding people and all that. So I would love to do some things in New York, definitely. So
Cameron,
get at me.
Look at that one. Okay. All right. Final thing is, we would love to let us know, because like I said, we trying to be in the community. We trying to help at any point. So if there's some way where you would want to work, support with us or figure something out, we pull up and we do the media. We do a lot of meeting and talking, but
absolutely.
It's a blessing that we connected one time and we connected 2 times. Let's continue to, connect here and there, since absolutely. I feel like we all in line with the same thing, helping out the community.
Future,
Facts, man.
Well, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, follow, subscribe, comment, like, etc. Ayada, kumbayada, kuyada, kakala. All the above. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, follow us. I'm gonna drop the visual tags of us. Follow us at our names right here. Mm-hmm. And right there. Yeah. And right there. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget. Hey, if y'all have,
so you already
we representing too.
I know what I'm saying though. His joint right there.
Something's like,
you know what I'm saying?
Ours is right here.
You about his ad name, you said around here. I'm like, right here.
No, I'm talking about the ad names, because like the visuals.
He already representing.
Yeah.
You gotta I'm not saying that we
We talking about 2 different things, y'all. And we all talking about
the actual
play the music.
We understand.
Outro, we on. Outro us out. Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for another beautiful episode of Kingdom Talk. And
hold on, real quick. What you most grateful for today, man?
We missed that part of the segment.
All right.
Every episode we normally start out with, what are you most grateful for? We missed that today. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Let us know. No problem, man.
I'm just thankful for my beautiful kids, man.
Okay.
That's
being able to be alive and be, the best father I can be for them.
Word.
Beautiful.
Word. Because at the end of the day, they are our future.
Yes.
They're our future.
What are you grateful for today, Isaac?
Well, for one, I'm grateful that I woke up today as always. I'm grateful for episode 4. And I'm grateful that, that brother here was able to bestow some knowledge, drop a lot of gems on us today.
Brother Kevin.
Like just being able to hear that genuine story, that it really kind of like, especially like that poli-sci connection.
Yes.
It really resonates with me. So that I'm grateful for that. So I'll take my blessings as I go. You know what I'm saying? So
look at these study buddies talking about poli-sci.
Hey man, listen. Y'all need to tune in, man, for real. I need to tune in.
All right. I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for waking up, and I'm grateful for all of us being here and making this happen. And I'm grateful for y'all, whether it's 1, whether it's 1 million of y'all watch it. You know what I'm saying? Just thankful to not only get this message out, but to maybe touch somebody. So, hopefully y'all keep tuning in, and now we can play the music, and now we out there. Shout out to Just Vibes.
Just Vibes.
You know what I'm saying? Engineer, vibing, DJ, as always, since episode 1. You know what I'm saying? Would you get it on you? Yeah, we out of here. We out of here when you gon' cut me off, cause I'm not gonna stop. This gon' be Yeah.
Niggas hustling, man, I swear I'ma make it. Niggas tripping, man, I'm going through changes. Hold up, nigga, had to go through some phases. Got my freedom, but I feel like it's slaving. Niggas shackled, had to get out the braces. Fuck way, and ain't got time for no patience. If I don't do it, then somebody gon' take it. If I don't do it, ain't nobody gon' save me. You got the Ruger and I got the Glock. Had to get strapped up cause niggas got shot. If you want the smoke, we gon' wet up your block. Gon' shoot till it's empty, ain't worry about it. I'ma rack up this bread, I'ma get it. I ain't stopping till my niggas is winning. Blue hunters in my band like I'm crippin'. Steak and lobster, we ain't eating chickens. My niggas, they told me I'm locked in. I'm just tired of being so boxed in. If we ain't working, then we lacking. My niggas gon' eat, we ain't fasting. In the store all the time when we trappin'. Hit up the phone, now you know that we waxing. Finna roll with my niggas, if you fuck with us, we gon' aim for your head, ain't no capping. Niggas hustling, man, I swear I'ma make it. Niggas trippin', man, I'm going through changes. Hold up, nigga, had to go through some phases. Got my freedom, but I feel like it's slaving. Niggas shackled, had to get out the braces. Fuck way, and ain't got time for no patience. If I don't do it, then somebody gon' take it. If I don't do it, ain't nobody gon' save me. Yeah.